You know, spooky season is finally upon us once again, and what better way to get into the spirit than to talk about our worst public restroom horror stories.
The spookiest of them all.
The spoopiest poopies.
Welcome back to the Sick Podcast. We're back, and today we have Razme on again.
Glad to be back, guys. Glad to be back.
You're back for a good one.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited to hear about all these wonderful stories.
It's about to be a shit show.
But
I know I've definitely got some unique stories in this department. Not only, you know, public restroom, but also far from a restroom of any kind, really. Talking deep woods type shit.
Ooh, I want to hear about this.
So we're really gonna get into it. I think we got to start a little bit more mild, though.
Oh, mild.
We gotta build up to it.
I got really mild for you. All right. This wasn't public though. This was my own bathroom in my own house.
That's fair.
All right. And this is like 2 weeks ago. So
okay, recent.
Still fresh.
No, but it's really mild. Like I'm starting off slow. I go in, I use the bathroom, everything works out fine, right? I'm brushing my teeth, right? And I leave my door open a crack. I usually don't do that, but I'm just brushing my teeth, but I'm naked. Right? Because I was about to go shower and do all the good stuff.
Good start to the day.
Yeah, this is in the morning. I leave my bathroom door open a crack because my bedroom door is closed and locked, so I'm good, right? So I'm just brushing, and I kind of bend down a bit. Then I look up in the mirror, and the door's moving open, and so I get that. My body doesn't move, but I get that chill, like, oh my god, is someone gonna come in and see me like I'm naked, right?
Yeah.
Like you get that instant fear, but it got worse. It stopped moving. I'm like, okay, never mind. I was probably just, and it moved again, and I fucking shit. I didn't shit myself. I jumped to the left because the door's to my right, and the mirror is right in front of me, but the sink blocked my midriff down. So in the mirror, I can only see the upper half of my body.
Yeah.
I look over, it's my fucking cat, like butting his head in. Yeah, he scared the shit out of me.
Literally?
Nah. I kept it in. We're starting mild.
Oh boy.
That actually reminds me of a story of when I went to go visit my cousins in Rhode Island. It was like almost like a decade ago, but like usually during the summer we would go to visit them, you know, just to see them and just pretty much spend a week over there. But I was literally at my cousin's house and I literally had to go shit. So I was literally just like in the bathroom shitting, and the door is locked, but what I didn't know was that their door was actually broken.
Oh.
So you could actually just open the door if you needed to open it. And so I was literally just sitting there, and next thing I know, the door literally just busts wide open. And my cousin is literally just staring at me. And I'm literally staring at him. And he starts freaking out, and I start freaking out because we both witnessed something that shouldn't have like happened. And he was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. But I was just like, dude, like,
Close the door.
the door was closed. Like, can I get some privacy? So yeah, that day he saw a lot more of me than he bargained for.
Man, that's like kind of a fear of mine. Not necessarily like being walked in on, although there is that too. But like, imagine like clogging the toilet at someone's house or something. That's I always get super paranoid about that.
I actually do have a story like that.
Oh, boy.
Oh man.
But it was in India, in my India trip. So we have this place, and it's pretty decent. Everything works. But we're visiting family members, and one of them was my grandma. We were there, and she has her own like separate bathroom because she needs it, and everyone else uses like the common one.
Yeah.
But because of a lot of guests over, right, and I had to use the bathroom, and the other one's taken, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go use that one. I go there, I do my business, I shit hard, right? Because it's like Indian spicy food I wasn't ready for. Also, I was traveling, so like everything's going right through me.
Yeah.
And so it was not nice. So I'm like, all right, I'm good to go. I flush it and it doesn't flush. And I was like, oh shit, oh no. And I feel like, wait, weren't they telling me about something? So I opened take the thing off the, what's it called, the bowl, the tub, the back, whatever.
Yeah.
I took the lid off that thing, and I looked, and there's no water inside.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck, there has to be water in here for it to use to flush. So I'm like, all right. They had this little like tumbler thing, this little jug of water. It's a very brown thing to do. We wash and dry. We don't just dry. So I filled that up, put it in. I kept doing that for like 10 minutes straight until it finally filled up and it flushed. I'm like, Thank God.
That would have been scary. I would have started freaking out.
Yeah, you finessed it.
Yeah.
That was good
Yeah.
thinking.
No, I got pretty lucky. I go outside. I'm like walking. I feel so much better. I think everything's normal. Everyone's like, "Yo, where have you been?" Apparently, I was there for a long time. They thought I was dying. Everyone's like, "Yeah, I ran into some complications."
I feel like at that point they knew what was going down.
Yeah, they thought I wasn't okay. I was like, I swear, it was
Say, oh, I got it really bad this time. Grandma, don't go in there. You're gonna regret it, girl.
It wasn't me. It was the bathroom. I swear.
So damn food you've been feeding me.
Oh, but it tastes so good.
It's worth it.
You win some, you lose some, right?
You got anything, Sonny?
Me, I think bathroom horror stories. I think it's just me going to like the restaurants, and sometimes I get confused. If I don't know if I lock the door sometimes. So I think this happened at Banchan, and I was like, and we were all eating together, and I went to go to use the restroom, and so I locked it. I assumed I locked it, so I went to use the restroom, and then some guy opens the door, and I'm like, oh! I started like running. I didn't even pull out my pants at the time. I kind of like,
Wait, you say you started running?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, wait, where? You're gonna run outside to the public where
Through
they
it-
can see
through
everything else? Yeah.
no.
What the hell?
No, not like running.
Like,
More like
you
a
got
quick,
the runs.
More like a quick like step turnaround. No, I'm already in the
wait,
bathroom.
wait.
I'm already in the bathroom.
Are you dropping a deuce or what's happening here?
No. I'm just. That's another fear of mine. If I'm dropping a deuce and then lock the door, and if someone comes in.
Okay, so when you were running, your pants wasn't down; it was already up.
No. I was down.
Wait, like all the way?
Yeah.
Okay, so you were like,
It was like down. Wait.
You're shuffling like a penguin.
wait, like you were like. The
No, I was-
bottom
I
half
was
of
only-
you
I
was
was-
nude, though, right?
Wait. Why were you like down to your ankles? You're taking a leak.
Yeah.
I don't know because my pants fell. I got so scared. My pants fell. And I was like, oh no. And
Okay, so I was about to question you, like, why is your pants all the way down?
I was like, oh, like, it kind of like fell. And I was trying to trying to lock the door again. And I said like, oh, and I'm busy, man. He's like, oh shit, like someone's in here. Then I get scared. And then one time I had to take a dump real bad, and it was in the public restroom. And then I was like, oh god. And I checked all the stalls; they're all occupied, and except the last one. And I went to the last one, but the lock was broken, and I had to go real bad. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna risk it. Hopefully, no one comes over and opens the door. So I sat down. I put in the little toilet paper thing.
Over the seat.
Yeah, over the seat.
Yeah. I got you.
So I sat there, and the beast was open.
The beast awakens.
The beast awakened inside of me, and I let it go. But I was like, I only had one foot pressing against the door, closing it.
The one-legged race. All right.
So it was
God.
my left leg was down, and my right leg was I was like doing a skateboard move inside the restroom.
Oh my god.
Your hands on the side of the walls.
Yeah.
Like a fucking ninja.
And then some guy comes in. He starts rattling the thing. I'm like, it's occupied. He's like, oh, you should really lock the door, man. I'm like, I can't. It's broken. So I'm holding on to dear life while I'm blasting it. It's not the risk thing. It scares me. I finished my
Jesus.
business, but then sometimes I had to put my leg down, and then just to finish it up. And then, man, it's scary.
Jesus, dude. Yo, that reminds me of a story. I was at Walmart, so that's an ideal place to go, right?
Oh yeah.
I was pretty young at the time. I think I was couldn't have been more than 10 years old or something like that. And I was taking my brother because he had to drop a deuce, and so I was waiting.
So he had to use the bathroom.
Yeah, I took him. Maybe we were even younger than this. I don't know. We were just young. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But so I go with him in there so I can, he has a buddy system, and so I'm just waiting outside, and this dude comes in and he starts using the other stall next to him, right? My fucking brother, he starts climbing over the side to
Of the
look
stall?
down. Yeah, look down over, and all I hear is, "You better back the fuck up now, boy." And I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like, I started like knocking on the door. Tell me, we need to go right now. And I was like, "Dude, fucking get out of there! Like now, we gotta go. We gotta leave." Because this dude, I just hear the booming voice. "You gotta get the fuck out of there, man."
Stop your shit midway.
Yeah, I was like, "You suck it back up. We need to leave." Retract.
Wait,
Why are you up there?
that's my question.
Question number one.
Why
I was like, what the fuck is this kid doing? It's because he was young. Like, he couldn't have been that old at the time.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's a fucking idiot. And
still.
I mean, he must have. He still must have been like a pretty good height to like actually be able to.
yeah, I don't
like,
know
stand
what
on
he
the
was
stall.
doing. He must have been climbing or something. I don't know.
To climb that high and look over, that's a conscious decision. You don't.
Yeah, no,
You
he
don't accidentally do that.
No, he's kind of retarded. He's kind of an idiot.
Okay, so maybe he thought it was like you in the stall beside him. Oh, like he heard somebody. Like, oh, hey, Chris, what's up, or something.
You just hear this giant dude, like deep voice ass dude.
Dude, you felt scared. Guess how
I was
he
like,
felt.
bro, I was like, we gotta get the fuck out of here, man. This Walmart's not friendly.
He was literally scared shitless.
Also, if he gets like pounded, he deserves it.
Your story kind of reminds me of one of my stories when I went to the restroom with my homie, and basically I was
Group
using this. Huh? Nah,
Group poo.
like a group poop.
Old GP.
Maybe like a group piss session. So I was in the stall and he was in the urinal right next to me, and for some goddamn reason he starts yelling, like he's getting like assaulted or something in the restroom. He's like Sonny. He's just like, I'm like, what? And he's like, Sonny, help! And he's just screaming. There's another guy in the stall right beside me because I can I look down and just like, you look down, you see the guy's foot, he's like pooping and doing his business, and I'm getting so embarrassed because he's like screaming my name out loud, and we're like the only like only three in the bathroom. And Rasmus outside, and he hears the whole thing, and that's how.
Well, you heard this from outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could literally hear it outside. I just walked away and just acted like I didn't hear
We're in the
anything.
Target freaking bathroom, and this guy's
So
yelling
you guys
my
at a
name.
Target?
Yeah. And so I get out. I'm like, yeah, like, bro. I was like, bro, what's your problem, man? And then, oh man, I just finished washing my hands, and I go outside and I see Rasmus laughing his ass off because he just.
I literally asked, what the fuck were you guys doing?
How old are y'all?
This was like high school. This was high school.
Yeah.
Oh man, a lot of stuff.
I think we're like going there to eat or something. Like.
Yeah, I remember what we were doing. No, we were getting. I think we were getting a gift for someone. I think it was like around Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
And we bought someone a gift.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm curious. What did he need help with?
No, he was just fucking.
No, yeah, he was
Oh, he
just
was
fucking with
messing
stuff. And it worked.
This is the weirdest thing ever.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah,
Man.
it was hilarious.
Well, we've heard about your home life for us. Do you have anything more public?
Yeah. So it wasn't me. I walked in on it. So I was on the other side of the story, and it wasn't as bad as it could have been, right? So I go into this bathroom and it's multiple stalls, and I go into one. It's complete. I don't even hear anything, and it's two people, but it's like a dad with his kid. And he's trying to help his kid. I'm sorry. And then the dad's like, oh, don't worry about it, because he left it open because he probably needed space or something. I don't know. But the kid starts crying. And obviously I feel bad for him. He's like, he saw me. He's looking at me. He's like, no, he's not doing anything. I'm like, I'm sorry. And I just walk away. Yeah, I that was definitely weird. I have another embarrassing one. This happened at a public like rec center, swimming rec center. And I want to say like 8 or younger. And I feel like really bad. So I have this like bad habit of fiddling with things. Just like when I see something, I want to play with them with my fingers or whatever. So, you know those bathroom stalls that have the little bar, the green bar on it that says vacant, and then when they lock it from inside, it switches to like occupied and is red, right? So, the door was either old or it wasn't perfect. It was showing like 20% green and 80% red, so it's still occupied, but it was like moving a little bit because it wasn't aligned properly. So I was just playing with it. Right?
Inside or outside?
On the outside. I was on the outside.
Oh, Jesus.
So clearly someone's inside. My dad's right beside me because we're waiting to go next. And I'm just like kind of like playing with it. And my dad's not paying attention. And this other dude I just hear, and his voice like scared the shit out of me. It sounds like it's coming from everywhere. He's like, yo, that's my wife in there. And then my dad just like yanks me aside. He's like, yo, like stop. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. But like I was just a kid. I was just playing with the words. I wasn't even like doing anything. And my dad just gave me this look like you're gonna get beating.
Oh God.
Yeah, that shit was embarrassing.
Dude,
Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
reminded me of like your story you said about porta potties. You know, kind of reminds me of another story of mine. And you know, during the summer I worked as a kind of like a maintenance guy. I usually was like outside,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I couldn't really have access to public restrooms, and sometimes you have to use the porta potties.
Yeah.
And so you know, porta potties are where the nasty stuff happens. You know, it's very unsanitary.
Yeah.
And so one time I was going out and we were like painting hydrants, and we had to paint this hydrant in kind of like this car yard or something where for like construction workers it was like a parking, and so I had to use the restroom like real bad. So I went to the porta potty in there, and my God, that thing was the most nasty ass porta potty I ever saw in my life. The poop was like a mountain. It was like out of the toilet.
Oh my God.
That's how like much like poop, like
Aren't-
God damn, dude.
freaking like oh my God, I can't really explain it, but it was just huge. It was just coming out. And
You know what's crazy is that was from one guy.
maybe it was, but maybe it could be multiple. But
One session.
but it like went through my mind like someone had to like take a dump and
While
like
standing.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, like I think they had to like stand on top of the porta potty like seat and like take
Oh
a
yeah. So
dump.
they
And,
probably put
like,
their feet on the
yeah.
on the
Yo.
thing.
And-
I'd be terrified.
Yeah,
and-
that's like.
And yeah, it was like
Like, what if like?
it
you
wasn't even
accidentally,
like you know like
touch
those like
Yeah. What if it touches?
Yeah.
Like what? What if yours drops and then it causes like
Like a
this-
splash.
like a
And it goes into your
Oh.
feet.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like the pyramid thing, you know, like where you like poop in a single strand that goes up. Nah, it was filled to the brim,
Oh
and then
my
it just came out.
God.
Yo, what the
It
hell?
was nasty.
Did you go to the
not-
porta potty or did you go to a place where they shovel the shit?
I went to the
Wrong area.
and then, like once I saw that, I didn't want to go to the restroom more. I just closed the door and I was like, oh, did you use? And then my partner came and he asked me, he's like, oh, did you use the restroom? I'm like, no. Like, why? He's like, you just gotta go see that thing for yourself. he's like, oh, no, I'm good. And I don't know, man.
Oh
like,
God, it's morbid.
people who have to clean up the like porta potties and everything,
man, yeah.
dude, I give them props, man.
Props to them, man.
They should get like a badge of honor because I would never go near anything like. God, some people are nasty, man. Sometimes you see like poop smears, like all over
Yeah,
the seat.
Yeah.
Honestly, I have no
Pee
idea what goes
everywhere.
on.
Yeah.
Porta potties are messed up.
Recently went to a festival and I got there before anybody else got there, and it was like out in the open, right? It was like a fall festival thing, and they had porta potties. I'm like, you know, I'm here like an hour early, so I started walking. Actually, they were late, but I was walking around, and I'm like, I gotta use the bathroom now, so I use the porta potty. I walk in, I close the door, walk back out, take a deep breath, and I try again because the stench was horrendous. So I have one hand covering my mouth, my other one trying to unzip because like I don't want to breathe
Yeah,
here. So I'm holding my breath for as long as I can, and before I'm done, I couldn't get it all out before I ran out of breath. So I took a breath, and it was horrible. Inside, it's a fucking like tank of just leftover like shit, and a lot of blue stuff. I'm pretty sure that's like it's like the
Oh, kind
the
of like
cleaning agent.
Yeah, the.
to deaden the smell. It didn't work.
Yeah.
It
Maybe a
was
stronger one.
yeah, it was terrible.
I'll tell you something interesting about that later, but yeah.
Oh, okay. There's only one. Okay, so here's the weirdest thing. There's only one thought that kept crossing my mind over and over, is I had time. I could have done that Wim Hof breathing method,
Right.
and had a minute or two, so I could breathe longer, so I could hold my breath longer.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, had I done that, this
Should have
would've
told you about that earlier.
worked. Yeah. No, I knew about it. I just didn't do it.
Damn.
And then I got out, and I'm like, damn, that was horrible.
It
And
comes
then-
in handy in those times.
There's only one good thing about a porta potty is that you don't have to touch anything. You don't have to flush. It just
But
drops right there.
still, if you don't have to flush, it's there.
It's just
Yeah,
there.
it's
It's
just
disgusting.
The only good thing about porta potties is when you can finally get the hand sanitizer on the wall after.
oh,
Bro, those are the most disgusting. Everyone who did their business is touching that.
I know, but at least you have
You're
it kind
somewhat
of balances
clean.
out a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd rather bring my own.
Yeah, I've
Well,
never,
of course, yeah, but I'd rather just not use it. Period.
Fair,
Yeah,
fair.
I've never used a porta potty. Like,
Yeah.
just I don't know. I
It was
can't do
it was out of necessity. It was like I think I've used like.
I think I'll
couple in my
never
life.
go number 2 in the porta potty. That's like,
Oh yeah, I would not touch. Okay, I'm not contracting diseases. I was not going to take my pants off.
So with that, I would like to get into some stories.
Okay.
Chris has been holding out on this.
Yeah, so I'm sure that you guys have heard from my Film on stories that I went backpacking in the Rockies for about 11 days. Obviously, in the 11 days, you're going to have to take a shit or two.
Oh yeah.
There's no avoiding it. And, you know, one guy, before I get into my stories, one guy actually tried. He made it like 4 days, and then they had to take him off the mountain because he was like so backed up that he refused to like take a shit on the trail. He was like, I'll just hold it in for the 11 days. No,
crazy.
you're not, dude. You're not doing that. And so they took him off the trail because he was fucked up. Anyway, not from my group of people, but I've heard the stories. So you mentioned earlier that the stench was really terrible, and something that I learned at Philmont. So, like a little bit of a context here. On the trail, they have these things called red roof inns, which is really just a glorified hole in the ground that goes pretty far. And then there's like a little tin roof over you, and then like like 4 walls. One of them opens up as a door, right? So there is a designated place to take a shit on the trail if need be. But they always tell you before you go out that you can only like shit in those. You can't pee in them, because if you pee in it, that's what makes it smell terrible.
Yeah.
Of course, it's kind of like a balancing act because it's hard to do one and not do the other. So you have to like preemptively do the first one and then the second one. That was my experience anyway. But I'll tell you like a funny story though, man. So we get to one of the stops along the way, right?
Yeah.
And so, of course, you're packing in everything on your back. You've got all your resources, including TP, toilet paper. So I go to get the communal toilet paper from wherever it's being stored, right? You know, I've got it. I'm walking down to the Red Roof Inn. And some of my buddies are with me. They're just like fucking around outside. And then they tell me that they can see my legs like disappear from the thing, because I'm like squatting over the hole. I don't want to like sit on the thing, right? So I'm just like squatting over the thing, right? And then they just see the toilet paper roll away from under. They just see it roll out from underneath of the Red Roof Inn, and it's rolling down the fucking mountain. And they're like, Chris, what the fuck? I'm like, yo, can you fucking roll that back up for me? I need it still.
Yeah.
And so they like roll it back up, chase it back, and then they like toss it in for me. I'm like, Chris, you fucking douche. I'm like, sorry, guys. But yeah, that was one part. And then in the end, I just kind of got over myself and just started like doing it normally, because it's a fucking hassle to do it the other way. Like, you don't know what you're gonna do. So that was like one thing.
What do you mean normally?
You know, just kind of like not necessarily sitting, but just getting as low, you know, like getting squatted down.
Got you.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. Like,
Are you trying to do like an
standing.
air chair type thing?
Yeah, yeah, you'd air chair it. Not exactly comfortable, but with the amount of fiber that you eat on the trail anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's gonna go through anyways.
It's gonna be just fine. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna get into those details. But
So to make it work, you said you got to do one beforehand, and then so where did that happen?
well,
Just
you
over the side of the mountain?
basically like you just have to get as far away from like any potential like water reservoirs as possible. I think they say like 500 feet or something. So you ideally want to go like pretty far away from anywhere there could be like a stream or like a creek passing through.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like that's kind of rare. It's a desert. But you still gotta kind of respect that because you don't want to fuck it up for everyone else, right?
That's true.
So you kind of do that first, and then just like sprint over to the place, and just like hope that you don't produce any more pee between now and then, because you just don't want to be that asshole that like makes it smell terrible because you couldn't like you know balance, you know, doing a balancing act. But man, I want to tell you probably the most scenic shit that I've ever taken.
I'm ready for this one.
Graphic. Okay.
Strap in, boys.
All right.
So it's like day 8, something like that maybe, and we are en route to the peak of the highest mountain in the entire reservation, right? It's called Mount Baldy. So we're hiking up the trail. It's like 13,000 feet or something like that, and we're about halfway up. And for whatever reason, it hits us all at the same time. We all have to drop a deuce. So we grabbed the TP, and we were about to hit the next restock station that day after we hit the mountain up, right? So we're really low on the resources. And so, of course, I just happen to go last. So by the time the TP gets to me, there's barely any left, right?
Oh no.
So I go up, find a like nice, quiet, secluded place, you know, dig slightly, you know, slight hole. Find like a nice tree to like prop my back up against.
No more air chair. Okay.
No more air chair. I've got myself a little support.
Yeah.
So, do my thing. Wait till it's over. And I very quickly run out of the only TP that I had. And I was nowhere near finished with that. Like, there needed to be quite a bit more wipe action. So I did what any desperate man would do.
Use the roll.
I began to use the roll.
The cardboard.
Oh no.
I tore the roll up into little tiny sections, and I did the best job I could.
Oh no.
It was beautiful, and it was tormenting, because here I was in the beautiful nature all around me. So scenic, I could hear the birds chirping, the quiet rumble of passing bugs. And I'm fucking
Using cardboard.
finagling a cardboard tube up my ass. Trying to get this fucking shit out of me. Jesus Christ. And I returned empty-handed. And they're like, Chris, where's the rest of the TP, dude? It's like, fuck you. It's gone. You assholes used all of it. Better hope that we make it to the restock station soon, boys, because that's fucking it. Like, it's over. So that was an interesting experience. I've taken many interesting shit while camping.
Maybe that's my fear, man. If I'm being in the wild and run out of TP, I have nothing left.
You gotta use
Do
your
you?
hands.
Wash it in the river.
You gotta find the biggest leak.
Just like
fuck
like
up the
drop
tap.
down like a tea bag.
Let the stones do the work.
Yeah. What you do is like you grab a flint and a steel and you start smacking them together to make the sparks. That way it's clean. You take away the bacteria.
Kill 100%.
I just made that up. Don't try it.
Dude, one spark at a time, one spot at a time.
Yeah, one bacteria at a time. A couple billion more to go.
Would you have ever resort to using leaves?
Oh yeah. I mean, if I got desperate enough, and there was no shortage of leaves around there.
Oh yeah.
Or like dirt or something. Just like cake it with dirt.
Dirt ass.
Yeah. So that was probably the most unique experience I've had of
Yeah,
that.
what an experience.
Yeah, that was interesting. A lot of interesting stories
Oh
for that.
man.
That's just terrible.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, man, like when you're on the trail too. So I lost a lot of weight that trip because even though you're eating a lot of calories, you're burning even more just from hiking all day long. And the backpacks are not light either. I mean, you've got 40 to 60 pounds on your back. I had a bit of a lighter load because I was pretty small at the time. You know, I was like shorter and it's pretty light to begin with. But man, like the food that they were giving you was all just like super fibrous, like, you know, like granola bars and stuff.
Yeah.
So when you went, it was like you're shitting a rock. It was so soft.
Just like one solid log at a time.
Yeah, it was just like, but it was
Oh,
painful and like, oh god, like I just don't want to go through that again, man. Like, you need your fiber, but you need some like plants or something, not just like trail food. That was horrible.
Damn.
Yeah.
One time when I was in India, but this was when I was a lot younger, and I remember this is like when I was a kid. The only thing I remember of one of my cousins, who I re-met, and they're like almost my age now, but I can still only think of them as like a child, because what he did was he shat in the driveway.
Oh god.
Like we were all playing, and he just takes his pants off. Like I was like,
Just drops trout.
I was like 8. I was like 8 at the time, so I knew what he was doing wasn't right. But he was like 3, so like, we were just like playing with them outside, and he just pulls his pants down, like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And then he just squats and shits right on the driveway.
That's
and, like,
fucking hilarious.
His parents aren't home yet. My parents are out with their parents. We're all just playing together. I'm like, oh god, what do we do? So now we have to figure out what to do with this like piece of turd on the driveway. All right.
You say a dog did it.
Yeah, you can't say
The thing is, his ass is still dirty.
Oh
Man.
man.
What did you do with that one, man?
Okay, so me and my older brother's like 5 years older than me, so he was 12, 13 at the time.
So
Well,
you-
what we did, we picked him up, like kind of how you hold a baby, but we made sure that the bottom hand was like at his ankles, and our top hand was at his neck. So we were making sure we were carrying him like a sack to make sure like we didn't touch him. We brought him to the house. Honestly, on hindsight, we could have done so much better. We might have hurt the poor child. We went inside. We brought him to the bathroom, and we're like, "Do you know how to?" And he didn't know how to do it, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm not ready for this."
he's not potty trained.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not
So
ready.
you guys
for
had
this.
to. You guys pretty much had to wash his ass.
Yeah, pretty much. And
That
and
sucks.
my
bro.
older brother did most of that. I was just kind of there.
Yeah.
I come back out and the turd's gone. I'm like, what the heck? What
Something
happened?
ate it.
Wait.
I'm gonna be absolutely. To this day, I don't know where the turd went.
Something ate it.
Dude,
I could
that's-
see the smear of where it was.
That's the
We-
spookiest part of the whole podcast.
We all saw it. We all knew he took a dump, and it wasn't there.
It'd be like the wind
And-
blew it away.
So there's like a lot of stray dogs, but like even dogs when it like
Yeah, dogs. I mean, they probably could actually.
They eat shit. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. Well, they eat a human shit though.
That actually.
Hey man, they're hungry.
I don't know, man.
That actually reminds me of a story.
Like it didn't disappear. It was definitely smeared and moved somewhere. I just couldn't find where it went.
Yeah, that actually reminds me of a story of when I was at my house and I was watching my nephew. So at this time, my nephew is still fairly young, so he's still just like in diapers. But like I was kind of just sitting with him, and he was kind of sitting on me,
Oh
and
no.
I was just on the computer, you know, just like playing games. And for some reason, he was making a lot of like. He was making a lot of like weird noises, and I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, just in case." Like, "Yeah, I'm okay." So I'm literally just sitting there, just playing games. My mom literally walks by me, and she's like, "What is that smell?" And I start smelling it too. I'm like, "It kind of smells like shit." And I was like, "Hey, did you poop?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so I was just like, he was sitting right on my lap, and so I was literally just like,
no.
"What the heck?" So I literally pick him up,
Oh no.
and literally like, he must have pooped like so much to a point where it literally leaked out of his diaper. It was literally, it literally went onto me, and so literally like on my leg.
Oh,
I didn't even like feel it, but on my leg was just a
trickle.
stream. Yeah, just like a trickle of shit, just going down my leg. And I started freaking out. I was just like, "You pooped on me, man!" And then my mom started freaking out too, and I was like so upset. Like my mom literally had to wash his ass for him, but I was literally just like yo, like I had to get a napkin and just like wipe myself off. I had
Oh,
You
to.
just take a shower, man.
I literally jumped in the shower right after that because I was
Throw the pants away.
Burn it.
They're out.
like surprisingly it didn't land on my pants. It was just there was just a stream on my leg, like from my knee down.
Oh,
Yeah,
And like
you
it
were
was
shorts.
a good thing I was wearing shorts.
holy fuck.
But like I should have noticed the signs because he was kind of like making like a like noise. He was just like like he was just like forcing something out, you know. And I was,
Yeah, so I'm now like an uncle. My nephew's almost like a year old now, and so I'm playing with him. And something goes, and I thought usually he just doesn't when he plays and like when he throws stuff or whatever. But now I know what it is. It's if he like just balls up his fists as if he's about to like start fighting you, and he goes and he looks angry. He's just shitting. That's all
Yeah,
he's doing.
yeah.
Oh god.
Like that's all it is. And I was actually near him when it actually happened. I don't hear anything. You hear it from his mouth. You don't hear
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
But and you don't smell it either. But his butt gets really warm. Like everything needs to really warm really fast. And because like I'm holding him in my right hand because I hold his back with my left hand, but it just got really warm. Like yo, and I yelled at my brother, yo, I think he's pooping. He's like, yeah, you didn't hear him? I'm like, that's what that was?
Like, you didn't warn me?
He's like, I'm just gonna return this to you. It's your kid. You take care of that.
All right, peace.
Like,
you only want him when he's cute, not the other shit. That's
Yeah.
That's what being an uncle is all about.
Yeah.
yeah, I get all the perks and I don't have to do any of the work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so there was no contact or anything. I mean, because he was wearing his diaper, he was wearing pants, but I still went to the sink and started washing my hands because I just felt like the warmth. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
You got that, man.
Babies are crazy.
Yeah, they
Baby shits are
They
the
shit
baby
quite a
shits
lot.
are the worst. Okay, so because I'm an uncle, even though I said I don't do the work, sometimes I watch or help if it need be. And man, when you take a diaper out, I'm gonna be absolutely honest with you. It's not even. It physically doesn't make sense. It's as if he didn't shit. It's as if they dropped a bomb and it exploded and it cakes all the diaper all the way up
Yeah.
into all the areas. Like the whole lower body is just brown now. Like I don't know. It's terrible.
I know.
And their digestive systems aren't as like developed as ours, so like you know what they ate. You can still smell it. You can still the color changes. Everything changes based on everything.
Oh,
like
boy.
I know when he had his cheese puffs. Is what I'm telling you. He has these baby cheese puffs in a can. I know when he's had them.
Good lord.
The smell is different.
Oh man.
Ah, man. You guys talking about pants and poop? That reminds me of my story.
Your story?
Are you gonna tell that story?
Yeah, this is the story that
Yes.
happened a long time ago.
Oh,
I've been waiting for this story.
It happened in the second grade, and it was during lunch, and I think I got food poisoning.
Uh-oh.
And so I had to go to the nurse. I was like feeling like shit. So I went to the nurses, and she's like, "Yeah, you got food poisoning." And I was like, "Oh, I knew it." So he's like, "All right, I'm gonna call your mom. She's gonna come pick you up. Just lay down." So I laid down, and you get that feeling, you know. You just feel like you gotta go take a dump. So
Was
I'm
it like a grumbling?
yeah, like a grumble and pain.
Pain, and then you start sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
And you start kind of this action.
This
Yeah.
like
I
shaking.
started shaking, and I was like, I need
You get
to
the
use,
chills a little bit.
so I need to use the restroom, and I feel like coming, like I need to go, but if I run any faster, like it's gonna come out. So I start like penguin waddling over there, and it's like, oh, you need to, and the nurse would be like, oh, you need the restroom. Like, yeah, just like remember, like turn on lights, lock the door, all that stuff. Like, okay. So I like go in, I pull down my pants, like I'm right at the entrance, and then and it starts coming out. I'm like crawling over there, and I start blasting. Like I start having the
God.
the poop farts before I get there. When I turn my back to sit down, and then it's like blasted. I know it's blasting, so I'm like, oh god. So like I sat down, and I see the horror that I look at my pants, and there's like a puddle.
Oh my God.
There's just like a puddle in my underwear, and I'm literally horrified. I'm like, oh my god. And you know, I finished my business, and I try to finish my business, and I turn around, and I'm even more horrified. Like I told you guys before, like I was blasting it before I sat down. So there was poop, like little poop stuff all over the toilet and on the wall. Yeah, cause I farted before I like sat down.
So after pants down, but before
Yeah.
sitting, there was
Yeah.
an explosion.
Yeah. So this is all happening, and like I'm like panicking, and I'm like, I was thinking like some way how I can like clean this puddle of poop off of my like underwear, but I was like, oh, I can't do it. So I waddle over there with like poop like splashing around my pants and stuff, and like my pants are like all down to my freaking like ankles, yeah. And I look outside, I'm like, I go to the nurse, I'm like, excuse me, I had a little accident here, and she's like, oh okay, like just put your like clothes in the bag or something. So I was like, all right. So I put all my dirty clothes in the bag. I like wrap it up, and then I look around the like freaking massacre that happened in the bathroom, And so I grabbed the paper towels and I started like wiping as much as I can off the toilet seat.
Man.
But I think my poop kind of like smeared to the wall, so I couldn't get it all off. And so you just see like this brownness around like the toilet. It's like a perfect outline of the toilet. That's how bad it was. So I washed my hands, and she like, I wore the gym clothes that she gave me, and I sat, and like I laid back down, feeling like, oh, like so much better. And I was like, okay, I just pray to God she doesn't go to the bathroom. And then, like, I think like some kind of divine intervention came or something, or divine hatred. She got up, she got to use the restroom. And so she opens the door and she looks like, she turns the lights. She does like 5-second look. She closes it and then calls the janitor. Clean the thing.
Yikes.
And then my mom came and she saw like the bag. She's like, "What did you do, Sonny?" I'm like, "I pooped my pants." And then, so how we do it, so if it's ever like an accident or something, how we do it is that first we like kind of like try to salvage the clothes, so we kind of like throw it in the bathroom or something like that, in the bathtub, and try to like wash it down.
Yeah.
But we couldn't salvage it. It was that bad.
Oh man.
Like it was literally like puddles. Like I think when I saw the bag, you see like the poop on the bottom of the bag.
My God.
That's how bad it was. And so we just threw it away. And I never saw those clothes again. I'm just happy that no one else like heard about it. My whole elementary school, no one knew about it.
That nurse probably told everybody.
Yeah, I've literally heard this story like 5 times, and it gets better every single time he tells it.
Oh, God.
Throw an outline of shit around the toilet.
I'm literally lightheaded from laughing.
I'm like I don't.
My face feels tingly because I'm laughing so hard.
It was just that bad.
My jaws hurt just from just from laughing too much.
Yeah, that was a terrible day for me.
That was good, Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
That was. I don't think I can.
It's a great day for us.
Oh yeah.
You guys ever never had like an accident?
So I've never told this to anybody, but since it's not as bad as that one, so I all of a sudden I feel confident to tell it.
Okay.
So I was in the cafeteria, right? I was also in about first or second grade, so I was pretty young still, pretty little kid. And so I'm going through the lunch line, and the entire time I have to pee so bad. I'm like praying to God, like I'll just make it through this lunch line, and then I'll ask the person, can I just go to the bathroom, please? And so I make it all the way up, and I think that this kid is like having trouble punching his number in, right? And so it's just prolonging the process, and I'm like,
every time he fucks up, you're like,
oh God, please. And so I make it all the way up, and I start punching in my number, and it happens.
Oh no.
I reach the point where I just can't hold it anymore. And I just start letting go. And piss just starts streaming down my left leg.
sweet release.
And it feels so warm. And then so cold. I was mortified. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do right now. And I literally don't remember any of the details except for that, but I do remember ending up in the clinic's office.
You ain't changing clothes?
And I get some gray sweatpants, and I think I got even like a new shirt or something. So I just got a whole new fit, and I think that I made it through the rest of the day. Just wearing these like hand-me-down clothes from the fucking clinic. And I think I had to wash it and bring it home, or bring it back the next day. But yeah, that was like one of the worst like suppressed memories of my childhood, man. It was fucking horrible. That's like peak embarrassment. I've never been more embarrassed in my life than that moment.
I just remembered a story, not from when Sonny was saying it, but when you were saying yours. Like that embarrassed feeling, I only remember part of it. I only remember the ending of it. And basically, when I was younger, like first grade, my mom used to make me dress like, I'd tuck in my shirt into the khakis and then put a belt over it.
Yeah.
Right? And look all proper. And I even slicked my hair to the side. I didn't do it, my mom did it. Right? I looked like a proper little Indian boy. So I went, I went to school, and one time I had to use the bathroom. But every time, I hated using the bathroom at school for all the above reasons, but also because it was so much work. Because I still had trouble working my belt. My mom did it for me. Because you have to like lift it, and then the little thing that sticks in the hole, you gotta you gotta pull it out.
Yeah.
So I didn't really get the process that well. So when my mom was not looking, or when we were dressing, I would sometimes make it one like hole looser, so I could pull my pants down without having to like even worry about the belt. But this day it was on nice and tight. So I go to the bathroom. I run to the bathroom because I need to use it, and it's just getting worse. But I'm like, I got this. I make it into the stall, and I'm like, you know what? Time to go. At the time, I never stood and peed. It was like canon, pretty much. We sit down and pee. So I take the paper towel roll. I have to go. I'm still lining the seat with the stuff. I'm like, I got time. I got this. I'm standing in front of it. We're good. Come to sit down, and it's just not working. I can't sit down with the belt because I can't take it off. So I'm okay, fine. I unzip.
Oh.
Right, I try to unzip.
Oh, you tried it.
Yeah, but like, but my underwear's like all tight.
Pinpoint aim.
This is my first time trying to do it standing up, right?
Warm through the hole.
Yeah, fire through the hole, man.
Yep.
And I don't know why, but my underwear's like really up, like high, so like it just wasn't working. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm starting over. So basically, my mind just wasn't working. I don't know why, but I decided to start over for some reason. Okay, what's the first thing I should do? Take the belt off.
Problem solving it.
No. I kept I don't know why. I told my mom this. Like, I kept thinking about step one, and step one was a belt. Like, I kept thinking about the belt. Why is it the belt? I don't know why, but my memory still says it was the belt. So I tried taking out the belt, and I finally managed to pull on it hard enough that the stick that goes in the hole actually just comes out by itself.
Yeah.
And it just loosens. I'm like, oh, it's magic, works. Take it off. So I both unzipped and took the button off. So now it's just like out. And then I pee, and everything's working out so well. I close my eyes just a little bit, not close. I'm like,
Oh,
it's so
no.
nice. And then I feel a little bit of warmth on my right knee.
Oh,
I
God.
have khakis, so it wasn't on my knee. It was through the clothing. It kind of seeped in. I felt the warm and trickle, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, oh shit! And it turns out that the belt, when I unfurled, opened it, whatever, the flap was still like hanging, so it intercepted the trajectory, and it splashed onto my right leg.
Yo.
And I just had to. I waited, I think, like 10 minutes with like pee cooling down on in my clothes until another kid came to the bathroom. I said, hey, could you call a nurse, please? Can you call a nurse, please? Like, what happened? I just need help. Could you call a nurse, please? Or somebody, a teacher. Someone came. My mom picked me up. I told everyone that, oh, I just had an accident. Whatever. I didn't make it in time. I didn't tell anyone except my mom what actually happened. It's like, I peed on the belt, and the belt like did this, and she thought I was trying. She was just laughing at me.
That's fucking hilarious.
I would have
dude.
been laughing too.
Yeah.
And I didn't even remember that until like just now.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember that story, and like,
Yeah, you try to suppress that shit, but when you hear similar stories,
when I hear something,
man,
oh my god, the belt.
I think that everyone has had like some kind of weird experience like that as a kid,
Oh yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Like, to this day, I still remember the belt.
I think
Just that.
I just remember another story from my childhood,
Oh Jesus.
and it was bad. This was a year after.
After the aftermath.
Yeah.
Was it of the same scale, or is this like a
It's
little
like it's less, or maybe it's I don't know.
I don't know if my heart could take another
you,
one.
You have to decide on this one. So, all right. So we're at third grade, and luckily for us, we have a bathroom in our classroom. So if you ever
Yeah.
need to go, we can just go.
I
So
remember
it was
that.
story time, and we're all sitting down, and we're all,
We're all sitting down on the toilet.
We're all sitting down on the ground.
Everyone's
all
sitting, like,
together.
stacked on top.
And
Ass
yo,
to thigh.
I had some terrible gas that day. And so, like, you know when you hold on to your gas, you feel the pain.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
You feel
because
it.
it's kind of
Oh,
like just
yeah.
like
Yeah.
sitting in your stomach and like just churning.
Yeah, it was turning, and I was like, God, I need to use the restroom, but it was story time. I can't go. But it's like, and also there was people like blocking the bathroom, so if I needed to go, I had to like bother them. I was like, oh no, I can just.
And
hold
everyone's sitting and watching you.
it. Yeah. And I was like, if I stood up, I'm like, oh, he's that, like he needs to use the restroom and that. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like holding in, I'm like it hurts so bad. And so I did like little farts here and there. I thought I could do like silent farts where it wouldn't be bad, but no. Oh man, it was loud. And you know, you see me like rocking left to right, like letting the gas out.
Yeah.
it's not even subtle, man. I'm laying like it's like trumpets going out in the whole classroom, and I'm the only one like swiggling, like squirming around. Like people, I think people like my whole class knew it was me, and this kept going for like 2 minutes, and the teacher just keeps reading the book, and I'm like, it is so bad. And then when I was finally done, I was like, it was like story time was over. I finally like got up and used the restroom, and then I just got out. I'm like, no one said anything, but I'm pretty sure like everyone knew it was me, and it was just, oh man, it was bad. It was so bad.
That's fucking funny, dude.
That sounds terrible, man.
I know you guys don't have a visual, but Sonny here trying to replicate his squirm. I can imagine little Sonny just squirming right to left, lifting just a bit of ass, just trying to
trying to get a little of the gas out.
But instead of slight hiss, it comes out as like a big pop.
Yeah. It was like that.
It's like a fucking womp from Mario.
Like the
People probably just turn around, just like.
no one turned around.
You should have went for the.
I tried to like cover up as much as I could. I was like,
My God.
I don't think it worked. But...
What's the most subtle thing I could possibly do here?
Yeah, make yourself known.
No, I think what he's trying to do is cover it up with other noise.
Yeah.
My God.
That makes it more. That's fine, man. Sometimes I'll be at work, right? Because, man, I haven't talked about. I don't think I've talked about kefir on the podcast yet, but it's basically like a very strong probiotic drink.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a cultured, bacteria and yeast milk drink.
If it's like milk to yogurt, it's like yogurt to kefir.
Yeah,
Is that scale?
It's extremely like potent, full of bacteria and like yeast and stuff. Good like probiotic. The reason I tell you that is because if I drink it the night before or something like that, like pretty much the whole day, my stomach, I'm not like farting, but it goes like.
Yeah.
Chewbacca?
Yeah, it sounds like fucking. It's like, dude, shut up. And I don't feel anything. I just hear it. Like I don't feel like it's gonna like make a noise or something like that. But my digestive system is just like going fucking crazy, like making itself known. And I'm so paranoid that I work in like a little pit where there's like 4 people, including me. And we're all like in the corners of the pit. And I'm just paranoid that they can just hear me.
Yeah.
Or especially it's like even worse if we're in a conference room and it's like a one-on-one like meeting or something where we're doing like a code review or something like that, and my stomach will be like.
So
I'm just so worried.
How do you feel about the Chance Company? Fuck.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. Like, what do you think of this? This thing here, like that. I always do this thing, and I feel like people might know this by now because it's like so obvious. But it's almost involuntary at this point where I'll just go like this, like that. I'll just like sniff really hard, trying to like mask the sound of my own digestive system. It's pathetic. It's just.
I wish I could do that, Chris.
So much
Maybe that had my gas.
Or maybe you should try Sonny's method.
Yeah, it's just,
Just rock back and forth.
yeah.
Just like a squirm right and left.
Yeah, just like hope that no one notices, although it's impossible.
Yeah.
I just need to like go to the bathroom and do some fucking yoga or something. Try to move it around. Try to like downward dog or something.
Yeah.
Like release some tension.
Some vinyasa.
Yeah, Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
man.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Speaking of kefir, I've actually been doing it, but only like incrementally.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been drinking kefir?
Yeah, it's. I haven't had any sort of like negative effect like that.
Man, when I first started taking it, oh man, I got the worst cramps and I got the worst like farts. Man.
See,
Oh wait, no. The first night I had farts.
Yeah.
Every night I have farts. That's
Yeah, that shit makes you fart, dude. I don't
But
know.
but there's nothing like I don't take a shit after. Like there's nothing happening. It's like it's just finding extra air pockets in my body, and just letting them out.
What I think is happening is like since it's it's like the bacteria's kind of going inside your gut. I think whatever gases it produces, that's where the noises come from. But then that's where the other noises come from too. You know what I'm saying? Like it just makes you it makes you feel some type of way, man. Yeah, but I got like really bad like stomach cramps from it the first like 2 or 3 days.
Mhm.
But I think that you really get used to it. And I'm using like the store-bought version.
Yeah.
But I'm actually about to like go fully in and commit to this this process by buying the grains myself and making it from scratch.
Your gut's about to make full form sentences now.
Yeah, like it's
yeah.
gonna recite the alphabet forwards and backwards.
Yeah.
It's gonna just go fucking crazy. It's gonna count in Spanish.
It's gonna fucking like take over your job.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's the matter? Shut the fuck up. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's good stuff. Well, anyone else got some, last minute stories to get in there? Anything to close
I
with?
think I'm good.
Yeah, this is.
I said all my wacky dacky stories.
I gotta say, I think you win
Yeah,
by a
sure.
long shot.
Yeah.
I died, man.
I actually thought our peak would be when you were talking about your backpacking one. Oh boy, was I wrong.
I was, yeah.
Oh yeah, I told this story to Razme and I told to basically everyone in my middle school basically knew that the story.
That's
And-
funny.
It's still funny to this day. Like just hearing about it.
Oh yeah, I first said this to Razme in front of my whole math class.
Oh,
So my
God.
whole math class knew about it.
Yeah, that's
Such a
amazing.
good story.
And yeah, if
I bet you got a lot of friends that day.
I did.
I thought so. That's not even
my
sarcastic.
popularity
Like, I bet you
went from
did.
0 to like 100.
It's a hero.
For sure.
That day.
You're a hero to me, Sonny.
You're going through experiences so we don't have to.
Yeah. Well, tell us your best shit stories. And until next time, thank you, Rasme, for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And
Thanks
we'll
for
hit you up
having me.
with some more spooky content soon. Peace out.
I'm always glad to be here.
Peace out, guys.